crunch is in the shade. Pumping funky honey. The crunch is really great. The crunch is on the money.
The taste is in the shape. The taste is in the shape of honeycomb. We all love the taste. The taste.
Part of it's complete breakfast.
The taste is in the shape.
Micro Machine. Oh, yeah! Ready to battle!
We were surrounded, but we would not give up the base. Incoming fire was getting closer. They scored a direct hit on the bridge, but we're still holding on. We launched our air attack. Our Micro Machines' military men, tanks, and choppers are ready for battle. They scored 2 more direct hits. Then we hit them with everything we had. The base was saved.
Micro Machine, we got it.
Yeah!
Wolf Ridge playset and vehicle packs with figures, each sold separately. You put it together.
What a bore.
Hawaiian punch.
Whoa!
Punch.
It's not just red anymore. Fruit juice in yellow, orange, green, and blue.
Punch.
Wow!
Hawaiian Punch.
Nothing else has the punch.
Keep it going!
Juicy.
Punch.
How about a nice Hawaiian punch?
Sure.
It's not just red anymore.
Nothing else has the punch.
Hero Quest. Deep inside another dimension, face battling barbarians and evil magic on a quest for adventure in a maze of monsters. This is Hero Quest, the fantasy adventure game where winning means mastering the arts of combat.
I'll use my broadsword.
And magic.
Fire of wrath.
Discover traps and enemies. Uncover secret doors. Once you get into it, you'll never be the same. Hero Quest.
2 days from today, you can tell America who you want by casting your vote in Nickelodeon's Kids Pick the President election. Watch The Ozone this Friday.
Sometimes I get so mad. But in the paper, it must be true.
Time you remember, Rocky was chasing Bullwinkle through the water system of Frostbite Falls. Little did he know that high above him, the moose was stuck in an irate citizen's shower nozzle. Fortunately, the irate citizen spun the tap wide open, shooting Bullwinkle out of the pipe entirely.
Thanks a mil, friend.
But you're over 6 feet tall. How could you get through a little skinny water pipe?
I held my breath.
Superintendent, help!
Well, if you're gonna act like that, goodbye.
Now, what's the matter? What's the matter? You got enough hot water, haven't you?
I just found a moose in my shower.
A mouse in your shower?
Not a mouse, a moose!
Maybe you want to switch to cold showers for a while. I never heard of anything so...
Hey, either of you ladies seen a moose go by here?
Ladies!
That way.
Thanks.
Do you realize that a squirrel just came out of the shower, called us ladies, and acted as if a moose went by?
And there's a good reason for it.
What?
His goggles were all steamed up.
Oh! It was true. With his goggles all foggy, Rocky walked right past Bullwinkle without even seeing him.
Hey, Rocky!
Bullwinkle, is that you?
It was when I got up this morning.
I must be getting nearsighted. You sure look fuzzy.
Well, let's face it, Rock. I am fuzzy.
Meanwhile, at the dry lake bottom, Boris and Natasha were still trying to break into the enormous treasure chest.
It's no use, Boris. We can't do it.
Well, I guess we'll have to use a Pennsylvania persuader.
A Pennsylvania persuader, what's that?
2 pounds TNT in a 1 pound bag with instructions.
Oh.
Let's see. Instructions say, place bag next to object to be persuaded.
Check.
Light fuse.
Check.
Then it says, caution, this persuader has...
Has what?
Just a minute. It's in small print. Oh, caution, this persuader has...
A quick-burning fuse.
But though the explosive did a good job on Boris and Natasha, it didn't faze the treasure of Montezuma.
Perhaps we should ask ourselves, Natasha, is it worth all the effort? Is a cheesy $1 million treasure worth getting blown up for? Is $1 million really that important? Is money everything?
I give up, darling. Is it?
You bet it is. Get back to work.
But unbeknownst to the two eager villains, our heroes were dashing to the scene of the crime.
Why are we dashing thusly?
Because the criminal always returns to the scene of the crime.
I don't want to destroy your childlike faith, Rock, but we're not the criminal.
No, but when the real criminals do return to the scene of the crime, we'll catch them red-handed. Do you follow me?
I have to. We're on the same bicycle.
Meanwhile, the wily Boris had rigged up a primitive block and tackle and dragged the enormous treasure chest to a high bluff overlooking the dry lake.
Now, as soon as we cut the cable, chest drops down onto those rocks, splits wide open.
And?
Happy days are here again. Hey!
Well, as luck would have it, our heroes chose that moment to pedal their bicycle across the bottom of the dry lake and right under the enormous chest.
Natasha, do my eyes deceive me?
They wouldn't dare.
It's fantastical. We get to open up treasure chest and shut up Moose and Squirrel at the same time.
Oh, you're such a lucky schnook.
Well, you know what I always say. Somebody down there likes me.
And Boris prepared to snip the cable and send the treasure chest hurtling down on our heroes. Don't miss our next rather unpleasant episode, Boris Bashes a Box, or The Flat Chest.
Once upon a time, there was a beautiful, beautiful queen.
Flatterer.
She was lovely, but the wickedest woman in the world, a fiend in human form.
Well, nobody's perfect.
Each morning, she would go to her mirror for advice. It was a very special mirror. It gave not only advice, but also music, news, the weather, and stock reports.
Amalgamated dragon, off an eighth. Fairy godmother common, up a quarter.
Mirror, mirror on the wall, who is fairest of them all?
The fairest of them all is Snow White.
Snow White? Oh, that is disappointing. Now I'll have to do away with her.
And the queen went to the office of the Witch Pack Company, of which she was the owner.
Let's see now. Witch Pack poison prunes? Witch Pack poison strawberries? Witch Pack sleeping death apples? That's it! I'll give her the $4.95 apple assortment.
But at that very moment, Snow White was hard at work in her office.
Consolidated Dwarfs, Snow White speaking. Right. 27 Dwarfs, North Pole. Right away. Thank you, Mr. Claus. All right, you. Let's try it again. Way down upon the Swanee River.
I just can't do it, boss. I'm not a child star. I'm a dwarf.
Yeah, but child stars make a fortune.
Look, I'm 47 years old. I got a wife and 3 kids in Kansas City.
With those curls, who's gonna know? Get to the studio right away.
Okay, boss.
And don't forget to shave. Come in. Seems I can hardly keep the little beggars in stock these days.
Excuse me, are you Snow White?
Right? How many do you want?
How many what?
Dwarfs, of course. Let's see. 27 to the North Pole, at least 7. 7 dwarfs is all I have left.
I don't want any dwarfs.
Well, we discontinued our giant line, you know. Too much overhead.
No. I just brought you a little gift from the Witch Pack Company.
Apples. My, they are tasty.
Yes, eat one and you'll just die for more.
Well, if you ship prepaid, I'll take...
Now we'll see who's fairest of them all.
And the queen dashed off, leaving Snow White in a state of sleeping death.
Mirror, mirror on the wall, who is fairest of them all?
Don't you want the word on local news?
No.
How about the weather, your favorite waltz?
Come on now, who's the fairest?
Like I told you, Snow White.
What?
But you're the prettiest.
But you just said...
I said Snow White was the fairest. She never lies, cheats, or steals. Now, what could be fairer than that?
Oh, my. I've made a terrible mistake.
And now the latest in stock market quotations. Minnesota mowed down, Drawbridge Company up, Consolidated Dwarf
Yes.
down 500 points.
500 points! Then I'm wiped out. I'm destroyed.
Yes. By putting Snow White to sleep, the wicked queen had ruined a company in which she was the major stockholder.
All because I used witchcraft. Well, I'll never use it again. Never!
And with that, the queen got rid of her entire stock.
Now to wake up Snow White and get Consolidated Dwarf back on its feet. Let's see. Powdered bat toenails, 2 cups spider venom. No more witchcraft. For those who have sworn off witchcraft, get 1 prince to kiss the victim. A prince! That's it.
In a few moments, the queen was in the prince's chambers.
Kiss a victim of sleeping death. Well, let's see what the rate is.
Rate?
Oh, yes. You see, we charming princes have to make a living, you know. Let's see. That will be 2 million gold grickles.
Too much.
I can hold her hand for 1 million.
No, you have to kiss her.
Then it's 2 million. Take it or leave it.
I'll take it.
Wait, I'll get my bag. These house calls are such a nuisance.
In a little while, the prince was at Snow White's door.
Where's the lady of the house, my little man?
Over there.
I won't be a minute.
What kept you? I've been lying here for hours.
Cool it. She fell for it. We're rich.
Oh, where am I?
Hooray! Now my stock will go up. Thanks ever so, Your Highness.
It was nothing.
Nothing.
Well, ta-ta! I've got to go hear the ball game on my mirror.
Well, here comes the happy ending. The queen was a better woman for having given up witchcraft, Consolidated Dwarf was back in business, and the prince and Snow White were rich.
Let's see the money, honey.
Well, there isn't any. I used it to make a sensational deal.
Like what?
I bought 5,000 shares of a new company called Witchpack. Here, have some apricots. I just ate all the apples.
Put some into your Saturday night.
At the Roundhouse!
The non-stop hip-hop place to snick. Roundhouse Saturday nights on Snick.
I'll give you trouble, a 6. Fun's a poppin', trouble's poppin', trying to win the race. Trouble's poppin', bubbles poppin' every place. Kids are poppin', fun's are poppin', mom's in trouble too. Grandma's poppin', hoppin' over you. Everybody's poppin' in and out of trouble. Everybody's poppin' the pop-o-matic bubble. Everybody's poppin' in and out of trouble. Everybody's poppin' the pop-o-matic bubble.
Trouble and double trouble from the Troublemakers at Milton Bradley.
Yo ball! It's so much fun and easy to do. Cause wherever it goes, it comes back to you. And you never have to whine it, you can do it all. Hey man,
It's a yo-yo ball.
play it like a pro. Be real cool, cause wherever it goes, it comes back to you. Got you coming and going, even off the wall. Hey man,
It's a yo-yo ball.
yo-yo ball from Marshawn. You can do great tricks with it. Hey man!
It's a yo-yo ball.
Pretty gripping curls got a new kind of hair. It's easy to curl or braid everywhere.
You don't need sheath for these hot looks. It's easy. Only Pretty Crimping Curl can do it.
Pretty gripping curl. Let's get styling, girl.
Do-a-dee-do with hairdo dolly, growing like a Play-Doh hair. Do-a-dee-do with hairdo dolly,
Snip it here, flip it there.
add the Play-Doh, spin the yarn like so.
Pigtails, oh!
With hairdo dolly, the fun really grows.
Pogo stick get out of control, did it, Junior?
No, it's Romulus and Remus beating me up again.
But they're only 3 years old.
Yeah, but there's 2 of them and only 1 of me. One of them I could handle, but they always gang up on me.
Well, it's like I always say, birds of a feather flock together.
But Romulus and Remus aren't birds.
They're little devils.
But they do flock together, and that brings us to the fable called The Chicken and the Ducks. We all know that ducks fly south for the winter, but what about the chicken? If he's in the north, he stays north, freezing in a cold old coop.
Ooh. Now I know what Admiral Byrd must have felt like.
You think you got it bad, huh? You ought to sit on these cold eggs.
Well, I've had it. Next year, I'm going to join up with the ducks and fly to Miami.
And sure enough, when winter rolled around the following year, the ring-necked mallards had a ringer in the ranks. A week or so later, the migrating flock reached Florida and quickly came to roost on the shores of Miami Bay. That's when an emergency meeting of the exclusive Duck Club was held.
Murdoch says we got a chicken amongst us, and this is a club for ducks. He's got to go. All in favor say quack. Quack, 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 quack. Murdoch, throw him out.
Ah, but that chicken was not chicken.
Ducks, we'll have no more of that. I'm a bird, and I've got just as much right here as the rest of you birds.
It was then that Murdoch and Feeney, who had been bosom pals since egghood, made a solemn vow.
And we shall join forces
And together never rest
until that chick is chucked out.
So they set away for a diabolical contraption called a rocket chair.
According to the instructions, all we got to do is get the chicken to sit in a chair, press button A, and he'll be launched into outer space. Here he comes now. Say, you look pretty tired.
Yeah, why don't you sit down?
Thank you, I will. Press button A. Well, I'll see you birds later. Something went wrong. Look, I'll sit in the chair and we'll find out why this thing went awry.
Okay, you comfy?
Yeah, okay. Press button A. Press button B.
We should have got one with a C button. Maybe a Wookiee button. What's with a toy chicken, Feeney?
I sent away for it.
The same place we got the rocket chair?
Now look, you watch what happens when I wind her up.
Hey, haven't we met before? Paris? Rome?
Now watch this. See? He takes the fake chicken's hand, and suddenly, in her other hand appears a German Luger. She pulls the trigger and...
Maybe there are some buttons we gotta press, huh?
No. Look, here's the trouble. I forgot to put bullets in the gun. See what happens when I pull the trigger. Fellow ducks, Murdoch and I have not been able to rid the club of the chicken.
Yeah, we almost got rid of Feeney, but not the chicken.
So here's what we suggest. There are 69 of us and only one of him. So we each get a carving knife.
You can imagine the poor chicken's dismay at seeing the ducks coming at him armed to the teeth. Flight would do no good. Ducks are faster than chickens. Then suddenly he remembered something he saw a few minutes ago. An old barge had been towed into the bay, and a sign on its bow read, "For Navy Target Practice." Even at that very moment, a plane flew high above it and dropped a bomb.
Stop, you ducks, stop. I am a magic chicken.
Don't listen to him.
I am a magic chicken, and I can prove it.
So saying, he pulled a feather from his tail, held it aloft, and proclaimed in a loud chicken voice,
I hereby order that yonder barge sitting out in the bay be destroyed.
The barge blew up along with Feeney's and Murdoch. The chicken was made an honorary duck, and as for Feeney and Murdoch, they spent the rest of the winter pulling out their tail feathers and making all kinds of crazy wishes, none of which came true.
That's some fable, Pop.
Yes, and you can see why I use the adage, birds of a feather flock together.
I'd say it a little differently.
How so?
Birds of a feather plot together.
Go play with Romulus and Remus, son.
The treasure of Montezuma may be worth $1 million, but it doesn't look as if anybody's going to collect it. For the enormous treasure chest has so far resisted the efforts of Boris and Natasha to pry it open, chop it open, Even blew it open.
Let's face it, Boris, we need a safe cracker.
We got a safe cracker.
Whom?
Meme, that's whom.
Boris, you know how to crack a safe.
Sure, Mike. You just lift the safe up in the air like this, and when you cut the cable...
Yes?
Crack!
Oh, that's straight thinking, darling.
And for me, straight thinking is tough.
Why?
I got a crooked mind.
Well, as luck would have it, our heroes chose that moment to pedal their bicycle bill for two right under the hanging chest.
Gee, I don't see any sign of those two spies, Bullwinkle.
What spies are those, Rock?
The spies who drained this lake.
This is a lake?
Oh, boy, have you forgotten the plot again?
In a word, you said it.
That's 3 words.
I'm a heavy tipper. Now, what's the plot?
Here, I'll draw you a picture.
And all unaware of the frightful fate hanging over their heads, Rocky began to draw pictures to bring Bullwinkle up to date on our story.
We were bird watching, remember?
Yeah.
We saw 2 spies ready to blow up the dam.
Yeah.
We put out the fuse.
Good for us.
One of them disguised himself as an actor named Spencer Traceback.
My favorite.
Then he slickered you into pulling a big plug out of the bottom of the lake.
Shame, shame.
Revealing a big treasure chest.
This is the exciting part.
And we went down the drain together.
Wowie.
And now we're back here looking for the 2 spies.
Well, that is a dandy. Hey, what did you draw above us there?
That's the treasure chest that's hanging over our yike.
Hanging over our yike? That's an odd place to...
Bullwinkle, out of the way!
I can't, Rock. Something happened. I can't move.
Go on, Boris. Cut the rope.
I'm trying.
What's the matter?
These snippers must be dull.
Here, darling, try this.
What is it?
It's my switchblade nail file.
And Boris leaped on top of the chest and began sawing at the rope.
Run, Bullwinkle!
I can't. I must be froze with fear.
No, you're not. You're standing on your own foot.
Doesn't everybody?
I mean, your right foot is standing on your left foot.
Oh, okay. Break it up down there.
And our heroes dashed out of the way just as the rope let go.
Good work, Boris.
But unfortunately for Boris, he'd forgotten he was still on top of the chest. And what's more, as it fell, the chest turned over so Boris was underneath it.
Don't worry, darling. Remember, this is just cartoon. Boris, are you all right?
Natasha, I just found out what happens when a cartoon chest falls on a cartoon character.
What?
It hurts.
And what's more, darling?
What could be what's more?
The chest still isn't open.
Fooey and double fooey.
That voice, Bullwinkle. Where have I heard that voice?
I heard something like it once when I dropped a chicken bone in the garbage disposal.
That does it, Natasha. Come on. We're going to get an A-bomb.
A-bomb?
A-bomb, come on.
Did you hear that, Bullwinkle?
Sure, they repeated it twice.
You know what A-bomb means?
Certainly. A-bomb means what some people call our program.
I don't think that's so funny.
Neither do they, apparently.
And while our heroes engage in airy persiflage, the 2 villains are on their way. Don't miss our next explosive episode, 1, 2, 3, Gone, or I've Got Plenty of Nothing.
Hang tight. Nickelodeon's Moose-a-Rama will be right back.
Hey, cool things happen with the warm taste of Kellogg's Pop-Tarts.
That's enough, young man.
Oh, my.
That's cool. If you check out Kellogg's Frosted Blueberry Pop-Tarts, you'll discover its new blueberry taste. It's big.
Wow, what a tasty discovery.
And now with new fun sprinkles.
You never know when the fun's gonna strike.
Yay! Let's wrestle!
We're ferociously fun. Rattling wrestlers.
Yay!
4 ferocious feet of sneaky, snaky fun.
Snake toss! Snake bite! Snake strike! Let's wrestle!
We're ferociously fun. Rattling wrestlers with Snapjaw and Rattletail, each sold separately.
Well, the sky was blue. No, purple. It was purple and lots of clouds. And then fish flew by. And I thought of a song. La 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 la. Before you knew it, there were all these pigs and they started singing along. So we had ice cream. Slurp, slurp, slurp. I didn't dream it. I made it happen.
Mario Paint. Draw and make music. Only on the Super Nintendo Entertainment System.
You are in the O-Zone. And now back to Nickelodeon's Moose-a-Rama.
Time again for Bullwinkle's Corner. Hello there. Today's poem is called Taffy. Taffy was a Welshman. Taffy was a thief.
You ain't kidding, Governor.
Taffy came to my house and stole a piece of beef. Hey, that's a whole cow.
So I'm petting my part a little.
I went to Taffy's house. Taffy wasn't home. Taffy went to my house and stole a marrow bone. Marrow bone, that's a whole leg of lamb. I went to Taffy's house. Taffy wasn't in.
You can't read? Sign says out.
I know you're in there. I can hear you breathing. Taffy went to my house and stole a silver pin. That's a pin?
Just poetic license.
He went to Taffy's house. Taffy in bed took up Marrowbone, hit him in the head. I went to Taffy's house. Taffy was in bed. And do you know what the last line is?
Of course. Took up Marrowbone and hit him in the head. What do you know? Unhappy ending.
Well, Boris tried to drop the treasure of Montezuma on our heroes, but wound up hoist with his own petard. Meanwhile...
Hold that! What means this hoist with my own, what's this?
It means you fell into your own trap.
Oh, well, why didn't you said so? Okay, let's go.
Finally, in desperation, he and Natasha set out to find an A-bomb to blow up the chest.
Gee, that must be a pretty valuable treasure, Bullwinkle.
Big, anyway.
Maybe we could get that chest open.
Well...
Of course, those spies tried hammering it and chopping it, blowing it up, dropping it off a cliff.
Well...
So how can we open it?
Well...
What do you think, Bullwinkle?
Well...
What's your considered opinion?
If you'd stop talking, I'll tell you.
Well, I was just trying to build up a little suspense.
Why don't we just try turning the key?
The key?
Yes, right there in plain sight was a key. And when Bullwinkle turned it, the entire box flopped open, revealing at last the treasure of Montezuma.
Whoa! A 1903 Apperson jackrabbit.
That's a treasure.
Isn't it, though?
I must say, I'm disappointed.
Well, then go ahead.
What?
Say it.
Okay, I'm disappointed.
And I'm Bullwinkle.
Yeah, I know. Well, I guess the only thing we can do is drive it into town and turn it over.
What?
To the authorities.
Oh.
How do we start it?
Well, it says right here on the instruction sheet, let's see, stand in front of machine, seize, crank, spin crank sharply. First, making sure car is out of gear. Hey, Rock, wait up!
And so when Boris and Natasha returned to the scene...
We couldn't find an A-bomb, not even a war surplus one.
Boris, look! Somebody beat us to the treasure.
Raskolnikov!
But at that moment, Boris's sharp eyes spotted the instruction sheet that Bullwinkle had dropped. I say, at that moment, Boris's sharp eyes had spotted the...
I heard you!
Well?
I can't see it anywhere.
It's right under your nose.
You crazy, it's nowhere inside.
Boris, darling.
Invisible ink I can find.
Boris.
Invisible papers, no.
Darling.
What is it, Natasha?
You are sitting on it.
Oh. You said it was under my nose.
Sorry.
What does it say?
It says the treasure was really just an old car. Oh, boy. Lucky we got a regular job to fall back on.
What's that?
Breaking windows at the UN building. Let's go.
Oh, if those two villains had only seen the license plate of that car, they would...
What? What's that whispering? What was that?
Nothing. Nothing at all.
We got ways of finding out, you know.
Ways of... How?
Easy. We run program backwards and forwards again. Like this.
Oh, if those two villains had only seen the license plate of that car...
That's what you said. Natasha, what's with the license plate?
It's only a number, Boris.
What number?
14K.
14K. What? 14 carat? Natasha, 14 carat, that car is solid gold. Come on.
Oh, what have I done?
You have just signed death warrant for Moose, darling.
Oh, dear.
And stretch the whole plot out for 2 more episodes.
And we'll see one of them next time called All That Glitters, or Baby, It's Gold Outside.
Attention, counterintelligence. The top secret is that Get Smart is on next. Chaos, control, max!
Well, it won't be a secret for long if you keep yelling about it like that.
Get Smart, next on Nick at Night.
Friday, you get to pick the president. Thursday, you've got to get the facts. Who Wants to Be President? On Nick News Special Edition. Thursday at 7:30, 6:30 Central on Nick.
Check out the latest in Longhorn sportswear at Texas Textbooks. From ex-Longhorns to future Longhorns, Texas Textbooks has